Castagna worried out of it. Petrevski-Seton to Jones. Murphy. So they've stopped the bleeding here, the Blues. Pickett in front. Revolt comes to the back of him. Nankervis front and centre for the big man. To Short. Green grass with that handball. Jones's hands were good. Gibbons.
Two of their key defenders, Short, as JB said, they love to give it in his hands. And that's a good win for Jones against Revolt, who's been outstanding. And that is a fantastic kick to...
Edwards is a really good player. Goal side, he just was confronted as he kicked. And Jones was able to fold back.
Gets to Doherty. Involved there. Edwards kicked the opening goal of the season. Cochin spearing low ball. G. Lynch was good there. Didn't have a great chance of marking, but he made a kick on the left. Gets it back outside the range, and Jones, well done, Wiedering there. 50 and 50 now.
Play on. Nice combination. Left foot ball inside 50. Jones with a double fist away to Petrevski. Now they go inside deep. Melbourne caught behind with Fritsch. Now starting to get into the game. He tried to barrel it inside 50. Nice bit of flair. It didn't come off.
That's a shot. That is just looking up the ground and copping out.
Jones mops up. Footballer inside 50 again for the Demons. That's an important boot by Jones.
Got it to his target, Melksham to Jones. Puts it up, and Jones to Jones.
Jones is too good for Fritsch at the moment.
Well, he's taking front position away from them.
Yeah, he is.
For the Blues, Melbourne with first 10 inside 50 entries. Gee, that was risky.
Menegola, big leaper is Jones, got up double-fisted. Though it's a 2-on-1. Doherty got it to Petrevski-Seton. Rowan's tackle was good. Jones was great in the hole, though. Knocked it to Simpson. To Connor. Good dance step. Wobbly high kick. Can they get a mark here late? Jones.
Gee, that's good attack on the footy.
Well, the Blues, it looks like they're in overdrive at the Govan, though. Back to Myers. Tight ropes the boundary towards Dangerfield. Thump clear brilliantly by Jones. Myers now realises it. Heads in that direction. Rowan got up there. Fronts in the marking contest. Gibbons towards Tui, who's off and running. Time is of the essence. Heads toward Rowan. And a brilliant grab. Body on body by Jones.
Premiership Tiger is that one round the corner from Langford. Jones.
McGrath, a high ball. McKernan's got a couple of feet in the air. Jones did well.
Duck Wade kicked 2.23 at North Melbourne.
Yep.
So back there with the Bombers and just haven't got that balance right in the second term. Kicked it to the outnumber regularly as Townsend can't keep it initially, but Plowman works it to Jones, and this is going to...
On the left, Langford. Jones, resolute in defence and well...
Thing to do, and it hasn't come off. Darcy Parish wanting to find Stringer. They've got to get him into the game as well. Jake Stringer, just the 5 for the Tigers. Can he win the game for the Bombers? Jacob Townsend, has it got the journey? Just touched on the line.
Thanks for that, guys. So both the co-captains
and it picked up by King. King swams it on the boot. Memory's got a bit of a jump here. Did well Jones to hold the body position. Marshall, he does now. High footy, little slow. Memory getting back. Geary at the back.
to some relief for them, to Jones. A couple of their key defenders there.
Carlton
Wiedering's been in such great form. Sorry, Lingy.
Sorry, Bruce. Cripps has been thrown forward.
Just caresses that one, but a little too cute at the end, and Jones cuts it off. So the Saints' highest score at half-time is 50 against the Tigers.
Ball at the back, taken away by Hill. Long and direct kick on the head of Geary, and Jones, third man up in the contest. Well held. I think it was either Plowman or Simpson that held Geary down, allowing Jones the aerial supremacy.
For his life. It's going okay! It's going okay! It didn't quite get there.
Careful here, hugging the boundary line, knowing that the clock is ticking, and Jones, now can they get it and go here, the Blues?
So Billings, who got that crucial goal a couple of minutes ago, bangs it forward. Marsh was the target. Jones has taken a couple of good marks.
Good, mobile, dangerous, tall, and he's got absolutely nothing out of him tonight.
Jones has taken a couple of good ones after half-time. Yeah, he's you'd be out of your chair right now. Here's Gresham's kick to about 60, but Jones again, that's a good run.
Yeah, it was a great grab.
Down the line with the kick, hoping for Bruce. And Jones right with him, wearing top of the square. And good mark, Jones. That's his forte.
That's
in opposition to
exactly what
Bontempelli
you
as
want.
well.
When you're under the heat, you just want to be able to get a breather.
Found it. It's a roller though. Comes out the Walsh. Got the handball up just in time. Waits maybe. McRae dumps it long. Got plenty on it. Jones got there with the knuckles. Bontempelli was superb and he blasts it long. Bruce needs to get there. 6 goals last week but beaten tonight. Jones goes back, just floats it out nicely to Joe Hannison. Low for Bruce, and it's been that kind of night. He was there for the kick to the chest, and they put it at his feet. Smith on the back pedal as he tries to hammer it towards the wing. Nice early float from Jones, got a full set of knuckles on it.
Time, a bit more experience. Butters just pins the ears back there and charges to goal. Does what Steve Motlop did earlier in the term.
And that again was good work from Doherty. He was the spare.
2 to compete with in the air. Jones.
3 more score involvements today, let alone his own goal.
So the lead is 1. It's it with Dixon to Power Pepper and then Mays again. The heat is on Jones. He did well. Not turning anyway at the moment. It's a real standoff after a free-flowing opening to this game. What a contrast at the start of the 3rd quarter. Jones sends it back again. Casbolt.
That's a good spot from the umpire there. Good spot. Bartlett just checks his run of the ball.
Not a great deal in it. Free kick to Jones this time. It's quite a battle through the middle. Martin, he's got Curnow on offer, but he had more ambition. A tremendous contest as McKenzie kicks to the numbers and kicks to Dixon. Jones did what he needed to do that time and then goes again. He's able to find Curtis Taylor into the pocket. Happened earlier. He's got sucked in and it could cost them a goal. Larkey. Larkey comes up the ground, swooping. Handball threaded through beautifully by Davies-Uniacke. Unfortunately, the kick up into the 50 for Jamont does not hit the target.
That's what he does so well. Larkey was leading back towards goal and Jones never took.
Brown up to meet it. And on the turn. Again. Not on the same wavelength at all. Jones.
No connection between their forwards, especially on the lead.
They haven't scored in this quarter. It's gone almost 14 and a half minutes, and again they cannot score.
Well, that's another case in point. Jones had left Larkey and 20 metres. I mean, Larkey was waiting for a 75-metre.
Fourth, Pittard took on the world.
It's stiff, but realised he had contact, whether it was pushed in the back or not.
The double play Geordie goes for. They might get their chance for a score here. Scrimshaw again. Busy intersection there on the 50. Jones had his name plastered all over that. He ignored Simpson, and you can see why, because he was... The Marsh hasn't got going yet. O'Meara flicks it out. Murphy waited for the offers to come. He chose Jones and Doherty. Sound decision there. Frost. Mitchell decides to just keep on. Get it inside, and Jones does the job.
Just been watching Sam Walsh at ground level here, gents. He's working incredibly hard at the moment.
Frost to Smith. Well, he does go for distance, but it was always Jones's ball. It's an intercept.
Hard to play and a bit of space. In front, Jones read it pretty well.
Sheed was first to arrive. Kelly again just kicking it forward, advancing it. Meters couldn't mark it. Simpson knocked down here to Darling, keeps it rolling forward. Little play on you. Down the line, safety first. Here Jones with the big fist. Has to be careful. Got it to Kelly. Now where does that kick land? It's a kick in hope. G. Jones.
The plan he's put in place. Look at that. You can hear Lingy just admiring the skills of Dick Natanui. And Liam Jones took a good mark at half-back. Little side to Archie. Darling, his opponent slipped over. Well done, Liam Jones. Picked up Oscar Allen, ran into Plowman, back to Darling. He's a strong unit, that man. But he couldn't get boots of ball.
A man that's had plenty of it in Duggan. Unusual high possession, get 8. Knocked away by Jones. Kept alive back in the middle, Murphy.
Well, Carlton, we've said, needed a goal.
Now, Puts the Eagles through Gaff, and once again, Jones has been really good today. Look at Eddie Betts flashing through to set your year up, and they are right in this way through. Did a pretty good job, got it back to Sheed, who just dumps it out of there. Liam Jones! Oh, what about that?
Hold there!
He's in good touch, Lingy.
That's why he just keeps backing himself in the air. Made that little bit of a mistake before, but love the fact that he's prepared to go for it.
Well, that's why it's probably unfair to point out the mistakes, because when he does that and plunks them most of the time, we allowed him for it.
To Sheed. All of their stars combining. Look at that kick. Waterman. Jones did well. Managed to get it to ground level. Doherty. Everything's under pressure at the moment. Oscar Allen with...
Yep, you can spoil from a mark. From a kick, sorry, no worries. But not.
In this one, they go away. Big tick for De Koning. That's a win for Carlton.
I think he kicked 7 or 9 in a TAC Cup game, so he's...
And Simpson, it gets to the back and Fife, taking in a really strong tackle.
Well-executed tackle from Liam Jones, that one. You can easily give away a free kick there, Richo. Just slide into the back. And Rory lobs this one deep. Taberner from behind Fife, and
gets it into the hands of Bewley. Long ball for Fife. Wilson steers it wide. And out of play, Abbey. Taberner. Long ball, looking for lob, and easily killed by Jones over the line. There he is. Nice ball to half forward. Not sure that handball was ever going to work. Nathan Wilson. Long and wide. Darcy. Out of play. Through came Petrevski-Seton, nice and strong through the core.
That player, he's been superb. He's just set down the line. Jones just tomahawks it down.
Mackay. Oh, he hit the wrong side of the ball. Across the goal. It's marked by Jones.
There's Walsh. Out wide, and he too finds Liam Jones. So this looks hopeful for the Blues. Rhythm in their game here, Gold Coast. In fact, both of these teams this year, as Jones cops one high accidentally from Lemons. But Bruce and Duck, I've liked the fight of both. Both have looked out of contests at various stages this year. Both have been able to find a way back in, as we see that accidental collision there. Two by 44 points. They need to keep their temper. What I love about Gold Coast at the moment...
Spectacular. So here's Lukosius. So they are going to be scoreless by the look of it in the opening term. And
beautiful pick-up by King. And Witts puts it into the spot there. May was bowled over. It was really good stuff by Jones.
They will have their time in this game. And at the moment, the Blues not putting real scoreboard pressure on them.
No, here's Jones. He's won some good one-on-ones already tonight, Jones. Banging it to Betts, couldn't quite.
Wide, finds Bowes. Bowes a little right footer, a little bit long for King. Real first opportunity. Combined, well are able to avoid the tackle so much that he could draw the player. Handball to Ainsworth, a deep entry inside 50. And
lovely work by Flanders, hooking back, not getting enough on it, and Jones takes the mark. So, BT, this defence you've talked to Duck about a fair bit, it has been impressive.
Yeah.
Ainsworth, who's been impressive.
Goes down the middle here, Wiedering just nudges the body quite deliberately, got his man under the foot, he allowed Jones a little bit more time to pick it up. Little Chisler, beautiful kick to Mackay.
Pendlebury, now he just sinks a little to a dangerous spot. Darcy Cameron not quite. Liam Jones knocked down Settlefield.
Surprising with that. Elliot to Dacos. His father was Collingwood's best 32 years ago when the two teams plus.
Darcy Moore, he's been so reliable for the Pies. Mason Cox, that muscle by Liam Jones. To the top. This time to Elliot. Again, a dangerous task for the Blues, but Liam Jones. The sun's still a problem for the forwards and the defenders, but not for Mason Cox. Here's Thomas, looks for his second off.
Fantastic, they've forced some errors.
And it's not their natural way, is it, Jimmy, really, Collingwood? So right now the Blues look a little more dangerous, don't they?
Well, then looked like he was going to go into the middle, but then he got pushed back onto his left side.
Pitternet, Jones in the end. Both Blues flew.
Boehner arched that back. And then he just has to kick as far as he possibly can down that line. Cameron made it. A good contest, but Jones up for it.
Have been in front for the last 36 minutes. Oh, well, they're not any more. Touched on the line.
had a lot of shots, Stevenson. I mean, he kicked it so accurately. Well played, Jones. Well done.
Phillips takes a little off the kick. Grundy and Cox. Hoskin Elliott got a boot to it. Pies have found 5, 1 in the third, all 4 in this last term. They press forward again. Jones's little kick works out okay. Paulson.
Kick just misses Finlayson. Outside 50. Wants to go straight away. Cameron in good marking position. Well done, Jones.
Kept it alive. Got it off there to Perryman. Advanced it inside 50. Did well to Tarant.
Cornelio. Intercept mark. Long ball to a heap of players, and Jones, brilliant.
And that's what he does as well as anyone in the competition. Not just intercept marks, but contested intercept marks.
Long ball down the line. Hill. And it's thumped away by Jones.
That the Giants have scored more in the last quarter than they have in the game. So here's Jones really pressing high. Martin kicks out wide. High footy, the jumper tug there. You saw it, so it'll be a...
Nick Blakey should be a great contest as 2 young stars.
Oh, still inch on the boundary at Metricon. Nice work from Jones. Immediately goes. Wobbles the ball forward. Nicely. McInerney. Long ball down the wing.
Holding. Carlton.
Actually, big fellas for Sydney at either end have started well. The key defenders and the key forwards. McLean didn't win that contest, but Reid and McLean are both taking contested marks for goals. Malikin's been terrific against...
Stripped away from Parker, does nicely, lines up the barrel inside 50 to a one-on-one Jones. Nice. Eyes for the footy. Reid, that's a good squaring ball. Sinclair, Jones.
Contact, Carlton.
Now the Spurs are allowed to kick the ball away a bit more, Jace. I think that Louis Taylor...
That's Sinclair. Doesn't take any time, just wobbles it forward. Doesn't favour Reid at all. Jones will come back, mop up. He's got plenty of support.
And Gino, no, who was it? Well, Gold Coast in Essendon, I think it was.
Mark taken by Doherty. He was a star too, by the way, the dad. Pick 100 after 100 after 100 in the country. So Gibbs, Matt Crouch. Frampton got up. Jones crumbed it. Hands it up. Nice little run, McPherson. Got it towards Frampton. Beaten for it by Jones. He's won a couple of those early battles now. Heads out wide to... And they can still climb off the bottom of the ladder with a victory in this and the final game of the year. They're not bad. Good news. That for the Blues. We'll keep an eye on that. There's the issue. They seem to sort of pop it a little earlier in games as well. It's been a mixed bag. Opening quarters for the Blues. Jones goes up. 5 seconds and counting. Sloan kicks it off the deck. Bouncing ball. Jones. Himmelberg. Jones spears it wide. Matt Crouch heads out wide. Great use of the body, Jones. Could have gone. Goes inside with the kick. Liam Jones. Frampton got there late. Jones lays the tackle on Schomburg. He won't. Down the line kick, hoping for Himmelberg. Thumped away from him. No, McAdam landed like a cat. Bends it long, goal square. Himmelberg down there, thumped away.
Tonight. That's a good team to come back into with. They play an exciting brand of footy, Brisbane. To Casbolt. And through came Jones.
Good shape. Muscled his way through. Oh, here comes Liam Jones.
Side 50. Look at the big boy. Off to Rich. Pumping ball.
To be there to celebrate a huge night for one of the all-time greats for the Blues. And they're putting on a pretty good show so far. Liam Jones. Have a look at the run out wide.
Got some offers in the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous place to go. That's nice.
It's obviously that left shoulder is really troubling him.
Fly ball. Jones focused really well.
He's got something to say about it. He's decided to drive this one long, high and home. Liam Jones is saying I touched it.
Clearly think that is touched. You can see his finger go back. You've got to trust the players a little bit, but I'll put that down as touch for sure.
Touched by the Carlton defender's left hand before it crosses the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
The Lions supporters aren't too keen on that decision, but you look at that there, the fingers go back. Smart decision.
You can't trust the players, so they tell porkies in that situation.
Jones is very trustworthy, mate. He's a defender.
He put Bailey, bouncing ball, touch through.
Back in round 12 after the siren, Mitch Robinson only as far as Liam Jones.